pretty freaking amazing. So something that I was thinking about yesterday is how I used to be, right? And what I mean by that, it's not like I used to be such a loner, right? Growing up, we lived in the middle of nowhere and I was alone a lot of the time. Now, not alone as in, I'm so lonely and I'm so bored and stuff like that, because, hey, Myrna, I had all of these things to do. I lived in the middle of nowhere, and we had property from about the age of 10. I was pretty much, if I wasn't at school, I was pretty much alone. And I think what that meant is that for me is that I had to find my own entertainment, right? I needed to work out all of the things that I was going to do and whatever else. So what I would spend a lot of my time doing, and this will all make sense surely, what I spent a lot of my time doing was riding my horse alone. I would spend time up the back of our house block playing with my horse, cleaning up the shit that was in there, so mucking out. There was over the back fence, so there was we lived in a rural property, and over our back fence, which was sheep fencing, right? So, hey, Angela, like really big rectangular kind of like wire fencing, if you like, and some big fence posts, maybe spread over 150 meters, like multiple fence posts. And one of my favorite things to do was to stand on the fence posts and sing to the crowds of crops. And they would wave at me in the distance and cheer me on. And, I'd pretend that I was a television host of either TV shows that existed or TV shows that I made up in my head. I'd be on stage at concerts. I'd pretend that I was singing on Rage. It was just like I had to create my own entertainment. I was all the time, hey, Amy, a lot of the time I was in my own head. And so some of the other ways that I would create my own entertainment, I would make up clubs, right? And I'd have fictitious members because I was the president of said club, and I'd have fictitious members in this club of mine. So it was like there was a horse club, and because horses, I was horse mad. All of these other different clubs that I made up, but I would also spend a lot of time reading. So I was such a nerd because I didn't have anything else to do. So one of the things that I used to do is that an avid reader, I had this big bookshelf, and I created a library in my shelf. So I sorted all the books, I gave them all a little code on the thing, and like how you've got the, so what is it? Is it the Dewey Point? I don't know what libraries use, but like the 1.15 or whatever. I created my own little librarian system, and if I had to read a book, I would take it out and make sure I checked it out in this whole thing. And yeah, I was a real badass as a kid. But kind of what it got me thinking about is, so many times these days, some things that people will say to me is that you're so extroverted, you're so confident, you're such a performer, you've always done these things. And it's like the way that we can bring theater into our marketing and stuff like that. But I guess like the thing for me is that I'm extroverted at different times. Hey Jones, extroverted at different times, and then it's also like this introverted side of me. Hey Russell, there you go, the Dewey Decimal, right? Hey Carmen. And so it was kind of like realizing that through all my childhood, pretty introverted, and I would never assert myself into I wouldn't bring people in and whatever else. I was very much an observer until I felt really safe and really comfortable, and then I'd kind of go and participate from there. And incidentally, what's kind of curious is that I'm actually exactly the same as an adult, but for a really long time, and this is where the freakiness kind of kicks in, and trying to be someone that you're not, is where I really tried to bend and contort myself I felt like there was something wrong with me because I felt that I didn't want to go in and be a part of the big groups of people all the time. I would try and force myself to do it because I know that once I'm comfortable, I love people and I have a great freaking time and it's always amazing. But I also really love that other side that is absolutely like, leave me the fuck alone now, I'm freaking done. And I think that there's, for a lot of us, we think that we have to be a certain way in order to be successful, in order to be liked, in order to get along with other humans. There are some things we need to do in order to get along with other humans, like the basic life human skills, like listening, asking questions and conversing with people. But on the other hand, like if you're a nerd, like I really am a nerd, right? In the sense that, and this is like kind of like the freak thing, right? I can make a system out of things and I really find it very easy and I enjoy it. I'm also creative and I love that other side of me too. But I always used to think that was somehow not the way, or not the right skill set, or not the right thing to kind of portray in marketing and delivery and stuff like that. But here's the thing. So many people, and what I've seen is that so many people are whether you're introvert or extrovert, it doesn't really matter. I now know that there is such a thing called an ambivert, where you can be either extroverted, you can be ambiverted, and like for me, it's just like, yes, I can do that out there thing, but then done. And then I can do the introverted thing, but then I need people, I need human connection, I need stimulus. So I used to think that was really freaky. But I know that even from a behavioral perspective, there are so many people who love being out there and being the center of attention, and they really need, and they kind of like fly by the seat of their pants. A lot of you guys really need structure. You need systems for you to be able to do the things that need to be done through to completion, right? Because those of us who are naturally kind of creative and extroverted a lot of the time and have great ideas, and we're just like, yeah, let's just go do this, we end up with a big fat pile of half-finished projects because we get distracted part way, or you get a new shiny idea, or something else comes through. So we've got to have these freaks like me who have the ability to create systems and processes for you to be able to unleash all of that and bring things to completion. Conversely, if all you're doing is going through and, following the bouncing ball and doing the 9 dots thing, then chances are you're missing out on a whole bunch of creativity that you can access at any time. So we've got to have people in our worlds that can flesh that out and bring that out of us as well. So no matter how you are, no matter what your natural tendency tends to kind of like move you towards, or how you generally be, own it. There is nothing wrong with how you are. It's how you can best leverage that, how you can best leverage those strengths, how you can best leverage the inner freakiness that is beautifully you, and use that as the pivot point and is the way to move and propel you forward, whilst acknowledging that sometimes the freaks, well, all of us are freaks, to be honest. Like, we all want things that are different. We all want to create a life that is like less ordinary. We all want to help a lot of people out there in this world. And, that I think is, we're pretty much freaks. Anyone in business is a freak, in a good way, not a derogative way. So I think the thing that we've got to remember is that in order for you to get to where you want to be, the way that you are going to have the most power to connect with people and inspire people and do those things is by owning you, being you, and sharing that out there in the world and really showcasing that and saying, you know what? I'm a freak and I freaking own it. Yes, I love systems. Yes, I love being on my own. And I also really love being the center of attention and being in the party. It's freaking fun. But we don't have to fit just in one bucket. And I think that's what we try, not we, but this is what happens in business and in marketing. And with people who are mentoring people is that we try and put you into a particular category, and we don't generally fit in just one category. We generally fit across a few different ones, and it's just being okay with the multifacets of you. So stop trying to play down different things. I'm very much used to, like I said, I'm very much used to working on my own. And sometimes I think, maybe I should create one of those co-working spaces, right? Because sometimes I think, it'd be really nice to be able to work with other humans and not be just in my office on my own. And then other times I'm like, holy shit, like other people's noise, it would drive me fucking crazy. Bad enough when the kids are home from school and on holidays. It's just, I find it really hard to concentrate. And I'm really loud when I talk. So the other people in the office probably wouldn't cope either. So obviously a share office is never going to happen and it's never going to work. So there you go, my freaks. I am going to love you and leave you. That is my words of wisdom. They are my words of wisdom even for today. Own your freakiness, own your history, and have a look at maybe there are some clues from your childhood with how you're more naturally wired and programmed to best perform today. So I trust that's helpful. You are very, very welcome, Russell. Have a really fantastic, awesome, and amazing day, everybody. Get out there, go help some people, have a whole shit ton of fun doing it, and remember the world is ready for your freaky brand of awesomeness. I will talk to you tomorrow.